بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعاديات ضبحا فالموريات قدحا فالمغيرات صبحا فأثرن به نقعا فوسطن به جمعا إن الإنسان لربه لكنود وإنه على ذلك لشهيد وإنه لحب الخير لشديد أفلا يعلم إذا بعثر ما في القبور وحصل ما في الصدور إن ربهم بهم يومئذ لخبير.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Everything is everything. What up? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a thumbs up on that. You got me. You can hear me. Let me know how that's working out. Let me know how the mic check is going. Y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Everything is good. We good. Appreciate you. Everybody that's in the building real fast, do me a favor. Shalom. What's up, Sean? What's happening? Appreciate that. The jubilations of Jamie, the bright light. What's up, Jamie? Thumbs up button for me, please. Myra, what's up? What's up, Myra? Janine, what's happening? Myra, I wanted to tell you, I meant to send you a message on the Patreon, but I'll just tell you, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. Absolutely. You're doing outstanding. So I want to let you know that. What's up, everybody? What's happening? Everybody, thumbs up button, please. Get everybody up in here that's supposed to be here. Oh, let me shoot this to Brother Youssef real quick because he got to see this. Hold on, y'all. Why? It's long translation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this party started. Okay. Man, first order of business, man. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu Allah. Muhammad Sallallahu Allah Ali, the two greats. Today's conversation is the night of destiny, Black woman soulmate. Yeah, this is going to be very, very intriguing. So let's just go ahead and go, man. Let's go ahead and go. This slide right here is just a reminder that at night when we sleep or when we go to sleep, whenever we go to sleep, you know, you experience a dream state. You experience an alternate reality that appears very real. I know for my mom, she can wake up with actual bruises on her. So it appears very real. And the whole point is, if God has made us experience the physical world, but within our realm of physicality, we go to sleep and we keep on having experiences that appear to transcend space and time. 1 minute in a dream, you're at the mall, and at the blink of an eye or less, you're in a whole nother location, whole new people, and you having experiences. Sometimes dreams are prophetic, you know. That you know, now now the consciousness is transcending space and time, because The prophecy that you received in the dream has yet to come in our physical reality. So we're this beautiful multi-dimensional being. So then I think the question that we need to raise would be, well, if we are a multi-dimensional being, just by sleep alone, could the Quran in scriptures really have a multitude or layers of meaning? A multitude of meanings, layers of meanings. Is the Quran multidimensional? So what we see on the surface possibly is talking about something else as well. Yes. So if we're that being, God made us that way, could the beautiful scriptures that are revealed be the same way? Absolutely. I would say it has to be. So the Quran is full of what we call double entendres. Yes. The double entendre, they say, is a word or a phrase that has two meanings. Often one is literal and another one is suggestive or humorous. It's like a hidden joke in the language. Yes. Now, I'm going to say that it's also not only a double entendre, but it absolutely deals with synonyms, words that are different words, but synonymous in their function of the word. And you're going to see some of these so we can get into a hidden layer of the Quran. Okay. All right. So the regular verse of the Quran, indeed, we revealed it in the night of destiny. And what may make you know what the night of destiny is? The night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. Descends the angels in the spirit by the permission of their Lord for every matter. Peace it is until the emergence of dawn. Yes. Peace it is to the emergence of dawn. So here, this scripture don't sound nothing like soulmates, love, relationships. Absolutely nothing. It appears that it is talking about some type of night of power, as it is known, a night of power. You need to figure out what this night of power is, because this night of power, this one night is better than 1,000 months. And for some reason on this one night, man, the angels and the spirit is going to descend into our reality by the permission of the Lord. And then it's going to be a very peaceful event all the way until the emergence of the sun coming up. That's what it says. So what the heck does this have to do with soulmates or anything, particularly Black woman soulmate at that? Okay. So these highlights are really about 15. I'm gonna give you 15, not 14. Because in the last verse, verse 5, the word peace, we're gonna get into that as well. Okay, so we're gonna look at definitions for all of these words that are highlighted. Okay. Now I'm gonna go on the record and say the verse that you read is 100% a continuation from the Bible that talks about this virtuous woman. Her price is far above rubies. Yes, this is in Proverbs 31. Now, this is not an offshoot because the Quran makes it clear that Allah is the same God of the Bible, same God of Abraham, Isaac, and all of that. Okay. So to say that this verse could be a continuation of this beautiful description that we get about a virtuous woman, it's not far-fetched because we're dealing with the same God. Okay. With me? All right. Everybody thumbs up. All right. All right. Now, here's something from the Bible known as the Song of Solomon. I am dark but beautiful, O women of Jerusalem, dark as the tents of Qadar, dark as the curtains of Solomon's tent. Okay, so here's a woman talking in the Songs of Solomon, and she's talking about she's dark. This is a dark sister talking. Okay, and dark like Qadar, that is literally spelled the same way we will spell Qadar or Qadr, Qadr in the night of power, Laylat Qadar, same thing. In Hebrew, Qadar, dark, night. Well, is night not dark? So night is dark. So we have it in Hebrew explaining how dark she is, and then the same word is synonymous over here in Arabic because the night is dark. Okay. All right. Now, let's look a little bit into it. Laylat means the night. Qadar means power or destiny or measure of space-time. Pay attention to the bottom definition. It says what? Nightly. So we know we're talking about night for Layla. And then it says a woman's name. Very bottom definition top. A woman's name. Yes, this is a woman's name. So really, this is a woman's name that's connected to destiny. This is a woman's name that is connected to destiny. A woman connected to destiny. I am going to prove it. All right. Okay. So let's look at Qadar. Qadr. Destiny, power, measure. You see it circled is empowered, fixed, settled, determined, proportion or fitted to. This is a double entendre to Layla, which represent suited or agreed upon or joined together. Should we go back? When I tell you it's a double entendre in orange, I'm going to show you that we already saw this definition, but it's a completely different word. Yes, we saw that, right? Wait a minute. Hold on. I'll find it. Hold on. All right. So when we continue to look up Layla, it says, let me blow this up over here. Nightly, last night, the very night. So we know we're dealing with night, but we are also dealing with the word peace. 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 That's what we're dealing with. So now when you throw Layla inside of an Arabic lexicon, we're going to get a word that comes up and says match, suited, adjusted, fitted together, agreed, came to an understanding with, suited, match, was adapted to. Okay. This word here is like zabak. Z, it's like a Z sound, B in the middle with the little dot under it, and Q at the end with the two dots above it, like zabak. Oh, I'm sorry, tabak, or tabuk. Okay. So match or suited, fitted together. All right. So this made me think about my OG, April Mason, because she says, fellas, choose a woman that is good for your peace, your legacy, and your portfolio. So that's the virtuous woman, which also means that the woman, if we're going to take this advice from April and the scripture, which I'm going to reveal to you, we have to understand that you have to come into this state. You just don't get it because you're a woman. These are principles that a woman has to embody as well with a man, right? Whatever your concept of peace is, whatever your concept of legacy is, it could just be, hey, I'm just going to go to work and retire and just live at home in the inner city for the rest of my life. And that's all I want. That's fine. Find a woman that's good for that. Portfolio just simply mean the business that you're taking care of. If your portfolio is work, retire, your 401k, this and that, whatever that may be. But when a woman is good for your peace, your legacy, and your portfolio, that may be a good fit. All right. All right. So remember in Egypt, the black woman, Aset or Ast or Isis, is going to reassemble the pieces of her husband Asar or Osiris. Yes. So you must come to a state of kingship Oh, that's going to come up in this scripture. And the woman must come to a state of queenship. Yes. But I just find it ironic in that story, it's a woman who is going to be able to put the pieces of the man together. Kind of goes back to what April just said: peace, legacy, portfolio. Okay. So you got to come up into you got to take the throne, right? Especially for those of you who have ancestry that's linked to a glorious continent, not just Egypt, but a continent that has this type of structure in play that deals with your sovereign divine power as king and queen. Okay. This is in the Quran. I'm going to show you this. So, in essence, I'm talking about a match made in heaven. A match made in heaven. That phrase that we often hear, a match made in heaven, is the perfect description of Allah's commands in the Quran. So I'm just going to stay on the Quran. A match made in heaven. Okay. Seemed like I forgot. Oh, because I didn't load it up. I didn't re-upload it. That's fine. So again, we're going to go through these 15 words right here. Okay. On the surface, you don't see nothing about soulmate. You don't see nothing about no woman. You don't see nothing about no man. This don't even seem like it's talking about a man or woman. It's talking about a knight. Yes. So let's get into the first word, which is revealed. Anzanahu. Ejaculation of sperm. Hello. So when it said revealed, revealed means bringing down, but it also means the ejaculation of sperm. Where we going? Don't tell me I'm tripping. We about to go somewhere. So the book revealed, revelation means the ejaculation of sperm. Really? They come out the gate and we revealed it in the night of power. Okay. All right. So ejaculation of sperm. All right. So indeed, we revealed it in the night of destiny. We saw ejaculated sperm. We saw that the night, Laylat, means fitted to. Yes. Also means peaceful woman. Qadar means power. Okay. All right. So what may make you know what the night of destiny is? Let's look at the word make you know. What is adaraka? Adaraka, which is the root word, is like dal ra ya, basically dry, dry. It means disentangled. Pay attention to the orange because it means acquainted with or informed of. You are becoming acquainted with someone. But the key word here is going to be disentangled, which means you have to figure something out. Okay. All right. All right. Now, the night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. Kyrie in the, I'm gonna call it fuchsia or magnetic color, that pinkish color, literally means to consult an oracle or to cast lots. Because what is better? You want to make when you consult the oracle when you want to make the best decision about, events. Yes. So I just put that there as a sidebar. I don't really want to focus on oracle, but just to throw that in there. The oracle is absolutely in the Quran. Okay. All right. Come back. So we're going to see that this word also means a good woman. Good, goodness, excellence, good thing, prosperity, good fortune, well-being, good action or quality, good woman, goodness, good fortune, happiness, advantage, option. It's interesting because option is absolutely a financial thing. Options, you want to sell options? Yes. That leads to your prosperity. Okay. So a good woman is connected to the word better, literally. Okay. All right. Continuing to look at the word Alfie, Alfishar, which Alfie is supposed to be 1,000. But look at the word familiarity, intimacy, friendship, love, affection. I'm going to say this is a double entendre connected to Adaraka, who said, what? You are acquainted with or informed of. You see this? You are acquainted with and informed of, but this definition comes and say, hey, you are intimately familiar with this person. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm telling you, it's talking about your soulmate. And again, women have to obtain a certain state, but really this prayer is really a prayer for men to really attract and bring forth, call forth this feminine that they're talking about. Oh, I'm sure. But you're already familiar with her. So in other words, I was having a conversation last night about soulmates, and we was talking about how you feel it in the soul. It's a feeling. You ever heard the saying, I've heard stories say, oh, you would know when it's the right one. Well, how would I know? Oh, you would just know. We've all heard that. You will just know. So here, Alfie is telling you there is a sense of being familiar with this person, and it is going to equate to intimacy, friendship, love, and affection. Intimacy doesn't solely mean sex. Get that out of your mind. It don't mean that. It's a part of it, but it don't solely mean that. Okay. So that's Alfie. Let's continue with some more with Alfie. When we run Alfie inside of a lexicon, it'll tell you it means to cover, to put a lid on it. But look at number C, letter C, matched, suited, D, joined together. This is the exact same word that they used, the double entendre, for Layla, who said this is suited, agreed upon, joined together. The exact same word that they use for Layla, which is what? The name of a woman, yes, which is peace, yes. We saw that with Layla. Now they're using it here for Alfie, which Alfie just said you are familiar intimately with this person. There's love and affection. And now this person is suited and joined with you. That's what it says. Oh, let's keep cooking. Okay. All right. So another word for Alfie, or when we put it in the lexicon, it said it means what? Space of time, a period, an hour. Is that not Qadar? A space of time, the night of power? Yes. So it's a space of time. Okay. Because in a nutshell, it's through space and time, which is one fabric, E equals MC squared, space time. Space time continuum is one fabric. You're within it. Consciousness is inside of it. So space time brings about this reality. Your conscious within space time brings about the reality, should I say. Okay. All right. So let's move on to Shar, which means month, better than 1,000 months. You see at the top, it say month, new month, honeymoon. That's romantic. Yes. Look at the bottom. To be or become well-known, famous, renowned, notorious. Yes. So in other words, those are key words for the 10th house of what we call Capricorn, which represents success. Usually your fame, reputation, things of that nature, you have become successful in something. Okay? You got it? All right. So now let's look at to the next sentence. The night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. What did you see? You saw good woman. You saw good fortune. You saw intimately familiar, suits affection and fame and success in space time. These are the words that you just saw for these definitions. Okay. All right. Now, the next one says, descends the angels in spirit by permission of their Lord for every matter. Angels is Malik, MLK. Spirit is the Ruh. We spell that Ra, right? The R, the Wa, which is a W, and Ha, the H. Permission is the Adon. Lord is Ra, Rabil, Rab. Rab is permission. Every is Kuli. Kuli, cool. Kuli is every. In every matter is Amir. Okay? So let's break down these words. When we deal with angel, angel means power. Yes? It means power. Well, that's a double entendre or synonymous with Qadar. Yes, the night of power. But it's coming right back. Power is coming right back into what? The angel. But it's talking about a possession. You have to possess a certain power. Want some details on that? Dominion, sovereignty, kingship, rule, mastership, ownership, possession, right of possession, authority is sway. God's world of spirits or invisible world. To the left, power, authority, dominion, royalty, kingship. Come on, Osiris. Come on, Isis. Greatness, grandeur, magnificent. Go to the right. Property, possession, fortune, estate. This is angels. Yes? So let me tell you this. Let me look at you and tell you this. In the name given to this person says it. You should really strive to become a landlord. Now, I can't say what God will do or won't do. Actually, I have been known to say what God will do and it happens. But when it comes to not making land, I may want to bet against the Lord on this one. Say he ain't making no more land. It's already been mapped. The whole earth is mapped. You ain't making no more. Okay. I find it funny when you own land, you are called a landlord. You start to reach a lord status, and it is very good for prosperity and income. It's nothing like real estate checks coming in when it's almost a one-trick pony. You fixed it, you rent it, no problems come. Problems come every now and then. Comes with the turf, but that money get to come in every single month. Every single month frees you up. Gives you a sense of ownership, gives you a sense of kingship, queenship. It gives you an aspect of sovereignty to become a landlord, become the lord of the land. Okay? It's a great investment tool and spiritual tool. So let's look at the word spirit. Spirit means, and I'm putting this here, miscarried woman. Now, I'm only going to put this here because in the Arabic is a language that deals with polarity. On one side, haram means bad. Don't eat pork. Don't do haram things. But then you go to Masjid Haram, where the Kaaba is, and haram means sacred. So in one breath, it's sacred. The next breath, it is totally despicable. It's not holy. So it is a language that is composed of yin-yang principles in words. And one word can represent this side of the pole or this side of the pole. Kind of remind me of when you understand planetary energy. It's the positive side of Neptune, is spirituality and being able to commune with God. And the negative side is to be drunk and to be chemically addicted, delusional. Yes, these are polarities. So Arabic is a language of polarity. But let's get to the good stuff on spirit. Okay. Spirit means what? Means of substance, wealth, property. Well, wait a minute. We just saw that angels meant the same thing. It meant the exact same thing. And we're dealing with the word spirit because at the bottom it says what? Spiritual. Those of you in the golden heart practice doing the rose heart, look at that fragrant plant. Actually talking about the essence of plants. That's going to come back a little later. Okay. All right. So let's look at permission. The Adon means to listen, to allow or permit, to hear or to learn. Let me tell you something about the Adon. The Adon, when your English mind understands what's being said, when they be like, Adon means the call of prayer. So you got to listen to the call, right? So the call of prayer, you hear them, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest. God is the greatest. Ashhadu alla ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God or no reality but God. Ashhadu min Muhammadin Rasulullah. I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. Hayya as-salah, hayya as-salah. They say it twice. Hurry to prayer, hurry to prayer. Hayya afala. Here go the bars. You just say hayya as-salah. Now you say hayya afala. Oh, you rhyme it. Hayya afala 2 times. Hurry to success, hurry to success. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. God is the greatest, God is the greatest. La ilaha illallah. There is no reality but God. What? That prayer, wait a minute, that's off the chain. God is the greatest. God is the greatest. I bear witness that there is no reality but God. I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. Hurry to prayer, hurry to prayer, hurry to success, hurry to success. Yes? God is the greatest. God is the greatest. I bear witness that there is no God but God, or no God but Allah, or no reality but Allah. Hurry to prayer, hurry to success. Sign me up. 5 times a day. That's why I say, wait a minute, hold on, Charlie. Kirk, hold on, Charlie. What are you talking about? You don't want to hear Muslims give a call to prayer 5 times a day. That's beautiful. Stop what you're doing. I'm about to ruin. Right? Get down, pray, hurry to prayer, hurry to success. Man, y'all tripping. Okay? So the Adon is to learn. That's the key. It's to learn something. That's what it says. Let's go back to it. To hear or to learn. Okay? So every matter means what? To be crowned, to wear a crown, to be married. I said, oh my God. That's when I saw that one, that was the one I said, nope, I got to go outside, do this. Right? I go outside to the sun, give it up, man, because you put the sun here to sustain us as life force. So that big grand intelligence, I'm just saying, hey, I know you bear witness through the light. I got to bear witness. What? To be married? Now, here it is. I get an inkling. I get the inspiration, which is called revelation. Inspiration and revelation is the same in Arabic. I get the inspiration to say, wait a minute, hold on. This prayer is actually talking about soulmates. It told me. And when I go looking and digging, I'm seeing woman, I'm seeing peaceful, I'm seeing king, I'm seeing these things. And now you're telling me a word literally means to be married. I said, man, you are so magnificent. You're so magnificent. Okay. So to be married. Let's look at the word matter, which is amir. One of my favorite definitions means command. It means affair, but I like matters of determination. Okay. The amir. All right. Now, this is important to really understand, because in chapter 65 of the Quran, go to the last verse, verse 12. It says, it is Allah who created 7 heavens and of earth, the like of them. His command, instruction, matters to be determined. His command descends among them, so you may know that Allah is over all things, competent, and that Allah has encompassed all things in knowledge. Remember, descends, we already seen, actually means the ejaculation of sperm. Yes? Matters to be determined in the sperm Well, they say it's the sperm cell that determines X or Y. Coinky dink. You see how beautiful this Quran is? Are y'all with me with this? Matters to be determined is command. Descends is sperm. Matters to be determined absolutely is in the sperm. Facts. But my point of showing you this verse is, I always say it, 65 is called talaq, which means divorce. So why are you ending the verse, this chapter, with this last verse that's saying, yeah, I know y'all going through divorce, but listen up. I created the 7 heavens and a similar number of earths, meaning Saturn, Venus, things of that nature, which ironically, we just say Monday, moon day, Saturday, day of Saturn, Sunday, day of the sun. What a coincidence. My command flows amongst them. So if you're telling me in this chapter called divorce, I need to study how your commands are flowing through planets, because this must have something to do with divorce, which means it has something to do with what? Marriage. Because you can only divorce that which you marry. Yes? So this is relationship compatibility that we must what? Learn. Hence, the Adhan means to learn. Woo, Quran, man. You can't touch the Quran, man. Quran is on something else. Here's a definition. Here is a definition for command. Soul, mind, spirit. The pericardium, which is a tissue over the heart. Remember I said rose heart people in the golden heart? Listen up. Because spirit also means a fragrance of an oil. See, I'm telling you, man, it's already laid out, man. The Quran got you. So let's go to the 4th chapter. Sorry, 4th verse. Descends the angel in spirit by the permission of their Lord for every matter. Let's give a breakdown of what we just read. Sperm, royal power, wealth, property. We saw listen. We saw a woman ally, marriage, matters to be determined. Let's go back some, because I hold on. Let me go back some. Where is that at? Where is she at? Where is she at? I gotta find it. Why you tell me I didn't put that in there? I'll find it. Trust me, I will find it. It's there. But it means a woman ally when we start looking into these words. All right. I'm salty. I didn't put that in. I apologize. All right. All right. So now the last verse says, peace it is into the emergence of dawn. Yes. So peace is salam. That's why you see the religion of Islam. You see Baghdad, upright heart. At the bottom, who you see? Suleiman, because Solomon's name means peace. Okay. So you see Islam here. What else you gonna see? You're gonna see become a Muslim, because Muslim is the same word as Islam, the root word. Here it is. Tender, delicate woman. Also, a what type of woman? Soft. You mean to tell me peace literally translates to a soft, tender woman? A soft woman is peace. Oh my God. Ask a man what a soft woman is to him. See, I really think that you should study the opposite sex, especially your ideal version of the opposite sex as a partner, so you can best understand the quality about yourself. Yeah, men can tell men and women can tell women what they are to them, but I'm telling you, to really get the experience, you need to study the opposite, because then you will find out exactly what it is that you are made of and which you should exude. But again, it goes to the person who is the what? Right fit, as we saw. Okay. All right. So peace it is to the emergence of dawn. Yes, matala. So tala means to study. We got to study again, which that's a double entendre to what? Adon. Adon meant what? To listen or to learn. It's actually hear, not learn, but to listen, hear, and learn. All right. That's the word for emergence. Another word for emergence is, look at the very top, rise. Time of rising of celestial bodies. Point of ascent, the starting point. Point of departure, break, dawn. So they say to the emergence of dawn. But the word emergence actually means like a break, and gave you example of the dawn. See how they doing this? But it's talking about the rising of celestial bodies. Moving on, emergence. When we look at the word emergence, means star of destiny. But wait a minute, that's a double entendre to Qadar, which means destiny. So emergence literally means star of destiny. Man, you can't make this up. Okay? So now take the word dawn and go into a lexicon, and it says wealth and abundance. Morning star, Lucifer. A double entendre to Matala, which meant star of destiny. Yes, when we go look at the word Fajr, which is dawn, it is connected to the word before it, Matala, emergence, dealing with the star of destiny. Because you see the word morning star. Yes, so what did you see? Peace means surrender. I'm telling you now, peace means surrender. That's why I say submit to the will. When you go look up the word peace, surrender, submit, all that's going to be salam. Same word. So surrender, soft woman, lucky star, and wealth. That's what you saw. Surrender, soft woman, lucky star, and wealth. So again, on the surface, it says, indeed, we revealed it in the night of destiny. And what may make you know what the night of destiny is? The night of destiny is better than 1,000 months. Descends the angels in the spirit by the permission of their Lord for every matter. Peace it is to the emergence of dawn. That's what it says. But what we just read was this. Get ready, because this is what I call long form translation. Before we translate, let me tell you this. Why do we think when words have various meanings, we should only include one word? We just got to pick this word, the best word that we think describes the conversation. That's fine. But I'm telling you, long form translation is when you put several of the words together in a coherent structure to get the entirety of the story. Okay? So let's go to long form translation. Indeed, we ejaculated sperm into the peaceful woman who you were matched to within space-time. What may make you disentangle who the peaceful woman is? The peaceful woman is a good woman of good fortune whom you are intimately familiar with, that suits your affection and whom you fit with and brings you success in space-time. The sperm descends. Your royal power, wealth, and property are your kingship. Listen to the woman who is an ally. Marry her is the command. Surrender to a peaceful, soft woman and study the celestial risings as starting points and the lucky star of wealth and abundance. Can we get a alhamdulillah? That was so beautiful. Oh my God. That made me want to cry. Because that's everything that it said. Word for word, that's what it said. Again, this is long form translation. That whole chapter, surah, is absolutely trying to get us to peel the layers back and go inside of the science of man and woman in the most prosperous type of relationship. Okay. All right. Jamie, wasn't it? Jamie said, that's sexy. Right? Man, that thing is fire. I gotta read that again. One more time. Indeed, we ejaculate a sperm into the peaceful woman who you were matched to within space and time. What may make you disentangle who the peaceful woman is? The peaceful woman is a good woman of good fortune whom you are intimately familiar with, that suits your affection and whom you fit with and brings you success in space time. The sperm descends. Your royal power, wealth, and property are your kingship. Listen to the woman who is an ally. Marry her is the command. Surrender to a peaceful, soft woman and study the celestial risings as starting points in the lucky star of wealth and abundance. Yes? Now, who is that? Look what Johnny just said. And Venus is the morning star. It is. And it's actually in the morning right now. Saw it this morning. So as Johnny said on cue, the Venus key. Yes, the Venus key. Coinky Dinky, us in the Patreon, we got some work coming up starting in a couple days, 10/14 to 11/6, a 24-day period. We're talking about unlocking peace, love, and wealth. The Quran says, in the heaven is your provisions and everything promised to you. It's in the Quran. In the heavens is your provision and everything promised to you. So this is a heavenly science, a heavenly life, and we must be in alignment with God's command, because we just saw in 65:12, his command descends among these planets. That's what it says. So you got to be in harmony with that. So the Venus key is absolutely the key, because when you understand Venus, you start to understand beautiful keywords that are laws that are associated with Venus. Let me get Johnny off of here. That's associated with Venus, such as marriage, such as sympathy, females, beauty, attraction, money, harmony, rhythm, sensuality, values, cohesion, love, and sharing. All of these key words for Venus are absolutely the softness, the attracting aspect that we just read in the Quran. So the Venus key is absolutely the key. The key. Now, in the Jewish tradition, there's something called the Zohar, which means splendor or radiance. It's the foundational work of Kabbalah, the mystical tradition of Judaism. So I find that interesting. Splendor is what they will call it. But do you know the Arabic word for Venus is az-Zuhara or al-Zura? Zohar. The root for this is Z-H-R. Zohar. Meaning shining or radiant. That's why Johnny put in the chat, Venus is the bright morning star. And it is. If you saw Venus this morning or get up in the morning before the sun come up, you're going to see, man, the thing is so big. It's so big. Yes. So you must be in alignment with this particular command of Allah if you wish to harmonize, marry, and have great relationships. The Venus principle is absolutely the most important planet out of the planets. That it's the only planet that deals with this frequency. See, if the Quran tells us that Allah gave each heaven its function, do you think that in a similar number of earths, so he created the seven heavens, he gave the heavens a function and a similar number of earths, then that means that the planets have their own function. Talk to me. Okay. So what a coincidence, the keywords for Venus deals with the marriage principle. Okay. So Venus has to be in a certain position. Now, let me show y'all. Let me take my time. Let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on. Let me show you. All right, I'm gonna do Stellarium. So let me share my screen real quick because y'all gotta y'all you have to know this one astronomical fact about creation when it comes to Venus. This is very important. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Gonna come to Stellarium. All right, I'm gonna come to Stellarium. My cursor. Come on. I'm gonna you know when work. Oh, what happened? Man, I got kicked off and I ain't even know. Anyway, my point was I was trying to show you guys Venus. Venus is always to the left of the sun or to the right of the sun. Okay? Always. Venus is always to the left of the sun, always to the right of the sun. All right. So let me hear me. Grab my cord. Hold on. Let me switch that. Can I get that switched over? All right. All right, hold on. All right, I should be. Hopefully, I'm back now. So let me know. I had to switch the internet over to Ethernet. So let me know if y'all can hear me. something in the chat. Let me know we good. And I'll try to backtrack that and go pull it up. Sound good? We good? Video good? All right, cool. All right, so sorry about that. All right, so let me back up. I'm gonna try to share my screen again, and I want to explain the rotation of Venus because that's a very important piece to understand. All right, so let me come. All right. So what I was saying was Venus. Oh man, this sucks. This is so annoying. Venus is to the left. When Venus is to the left of the sun, when the sun goes down, that means Venus is in the evening sky because it's to the left of the sun. It can't rise. The sun come up first, then Venus. Okay. So that's what happens. All right. Hold on. Because I'm literally stuck. Man, they won't let me share this program. So Venus is there to the left. Hopefully you can see that. All right. And then it is switched. When it's to the right, it's going to come up before the sun. All right. So my point with that is this. I don't want to get kicked off again. So my point is Venus is never in opposition to the sun. What I'm saying is when the sun come up in the morning, Venus has to be either to the right of the sun, which means it just came up before the sun. Right now that's happening around 5:30 in the morning. And then when Venus goes around the sun, is to the left of the sun comes up, then Venus is up. You can't see it because the sun is already up. So then when the sun goes down in the west, now Venus becomes the bright evening star. So based off Venus' position in reference to the sun, when it's to the right of the sun, it's the bright morning star. When it's to the left of the sun, it's the evening star. You would never see the sun come up and Venus is way over here in the west. The sun is in the east. Venus would never be way over here in the west. So when the sun sets, Venus would never be on the eastern point of sunrise. Never. So from the earthly viewpoint of the planet, Venus never exceeds like 48 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. Never. Venus is always somewhere by the sun. Why is that important? Because if you meet someone, if Venus is the principle that deals with relationships, and you meet someone and their Venus, let's just hypothetically deal with a square. Let's say, and we go through all the squares so you can get this. If you are a Aries, if a person has Venus in Cancer, a person has Venus in Libra, a person has Venus in Capricorn, that's problematic, especially the square points. Okay, that's a problem. If you have Venus in Aquarius and they have it in this opposite Leo, they have it in the side squares called Taurus, called Scorpio, problem. Mutable signs. You a Gemini, if you have it, somebody got Venus in Virgo, Venus in Sagittarius, Venus over here in Pisces, especially Pisces in Gemini, problem. That's 90 degrees away, and the opposition is straight 180 degrees away, a straight line. Venus is never in opposition to your sun in your reality. So my question is, what makes us think that we could be in a relationship with somebody where the marriage principle of Venus is way over here, which is an astronomical impossibility in our reality? What makes us think that this is going to be a good relationship? These are the things that we need to know. It's too far. Venus is too far. Venus is never at odds with the sun. Never. It's never at a square to the sun, 90 degrees. It can't get that far. It's about 47, 48 degrees furthest. It's a semi-square, half a 90, but it'll never get to a 90 degree. Never. It won't even get to a 60 degrees. Too far. So in essence, you really, you can marry your neighbor. Now, it don't mean that you can't have Venus in other positions, such as a 120, and they say a 120 is fine. What's the 120, Noble? You're talking about, if you're Aquarius, we're talking about fellow air signs. Gemini, Libra. If you fire signs, Venus in these signs, then we're talking about, okay, Sag, Leo, Aries, right? If you Earth, you're dealing with Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, yes. And then your last three water, you're dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So since it's a water element, then that flows. It flows, but I'm gonna tell you something, and I've always said it. The absolute best configuration that you're going to get, that you're going to experience, when you can get that feeling, is when, especially in heterosexual relationships, even energetically in homo relationships, because we're talking about principles of masculine and feminine. When the masculine sun is in the same position of the females, the feminine's Venus, it's about to be on and popping. I can promise you that. It could be a swap where it's her sun on your Venus. You're going to feel that too. That's a good placement. But it is an energy swap because the sun represents a masculine aspect of creation. Venus, you saw the keyword, represents females. That's a feminine aspect. So it's the male's feminine component that is coalescing with the woman's masculine component. It's going to be chemistry, but you need to know it's an energetic swap. What does that translate as? An energetic swap could be, I always use Keisha Kayor as my example, right? So ambitious woman who's at Bonner Brothers convention doing the hair shows, she's setting up, doing her thing. She's the face of the brand, but as her guy, you're going to take the credit card transactions and you're going to bag up the work and sell it. So you're the COO and she's the CEO. And it works. It's fine because it's a positive marker that y'all have. So then you have to learn how to, as a man, when you're going to tap into your feminine with this type of woman, then you have to play a supportive, nurturing role inside of the vision. Some men can be intimidated by that, especially if the energy is at odds with each other. Meaning, again, if you got a Capricorn and Venus and Capricorn, but then this person got Venus in, let's just say Aries, that's a square. So then that's a problem. Aries is ambitious too. Capricorn is ambitious as well. So then it's an ambitious conflict in relationships. It turns into some type of competition. And so instead of being supportive and loving, like they're in a nasty competition with each other, because we have to understand that electromagnetism has a positive pole and a negative pole that will equate all the way into negative actions and thoughts and positive actions and thoughts. So we just know we attracted to each other through physical gender and you look good, but we don't know that the planetary energies of the heavenly alignment suggest that this is really a negative relationship. Venus square Venus, that's negative. Okay. So we don't know that we're bound or attracted by the negative ray. I'm telling you, you in the Patreon, if you're not going back and study, if you got a real interest in astral work, you have to get the set activation workbook. It's free. And then you go back and study the astral courses that's recorded, because I show y'all women and men how to get straight to compatibility without even have to learn all of the science. I gave you a cheat sheet. You just got to remember what these symbols represent on a data sheet. Make a plus. This is positive. What's positive, Noble? Her Venus on my sun, positive. What's the negative, Noble? Venus square Venus, negative. And then you quantify those. How many positives, how many negatives do we have? So in my system, I teach you a 16-point grid, 4 by 4. She got 4 planets you need to pay attention to that denotes attraction. You got 4 planets, same 4, and you need to cross-reference them with each other. So it's a total of 16 possibilities. Quantify that into positive and negative so you can understand what is the overall energetic flow, net value of the relationship. That's how you do that. Okay. All right. Let me come back up to my slideshow because it got kicked off too. All right. So bear with me for a minute because I thought I had something in one of these slides. Bear with me for a quick second, y'all. Let me bring it back to where we was. This is a woman's name. Yes, took measure of. Peace is the woman. Match and suited. Yes. Choose a man. Got to do that. That. Ejaculation and sperm means revealed. Yes. So fitted, peaceful woman. Disentangled. Yes. You must disentangle and figure out who she is. Yes. Better means oracle. Here we go with good woman is right here. As far as better than 1,000 months, better is good woman. We saw that. Yes. Alfie means to be familiar with this woman. It's an intimate love connection that you have. It should be very familiar to you. Okay. Alfie again, meaning adjusted to or agree to is matched and suited. We're coming together. Also, space and time. Yes. Now you're going to become famous here. All right. So good woman. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just trying to see. It was something I was looking for inside of here. So we got the property and the possessions, the miscarried woman. Wealth is an angel. Wealth and property. Permission means to listen. Yes. Every matter literally means to be married, to be crowned. Wear your crown. Yes. Command means matters to be determined or affairs. Yes. Spirit deals with the heart. All right. All right. I didn't see it. I'm so mad I didn't see it. That woman ally, I really needed to have that. I forgot to screenshot it, but I will update this. All right. So let me catch up where we were at. All right. Venus key. All right. So here's a bonus. Here's a bonus. And this is in the Quran. It says, we have made it an Arabic Quran so that you may understand. And it is in the mother of the book with us, surely sublime, full of wisdom. So then my question is, what is it? What is it? Because on the surface, this looks like, well, it is the Arabic Quran. Surely we have made it a clear Quran or Arabic Quran. That's what it is. It told you what it is. I'm saying, no. See, you know how we know that it's really not talking about an Arabic Quran? If it's talking about an Arabic Quran, how can you then turn around and say it is with us? Now the book is with you in the mother of books? So now the book is with you in some type of woman that you call in mother. Find it interesting that Allah don't have no companions. So what are you talking about? It is absolutely not talking about an Arabic book because we got the Quran right here in Arabic. So how is it with you? Oh, well, brother, it's a copy. It's a master tablet and everybody else just got copies. Be nice, Noble. That's one way to understand it. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but that's the first level kindergarten way of understanding it. Let's go into the word made it so we can get some understanding here. Before we get into the word, I want you to pay attention to these two locations. They are vitally important for our creation story because this is what God used to make us. The position of the sun in front of the Milky Way galaxy, the center of the galaxy, which is 26 degrees Sagittarius, approximately December the 18th, the sun would be there because we're about to get ready to go into the holy days of light. The sun is there. Then on January the 2nd, the sun is over there, and then that red box, and this is the area that's aligned, what's called the Sagittarius Sporoidal Galaxy. Now, I've said this over and over again. I don't feel like copying and pasting the slides. You can Google me and fact check it if this is new information to you. Do some homework because that's going to see how well invested you is in this, okay? For yourself. It ain't for me, it's for you. The Sagittarius Sporoidal Galaxy is revealed in Surah 70, verse 4 of the Quran, where it said, the angels in spirit descend and ascend in a matter of 50,000 years. That's in the Quran. 50,000 years has to be a location because you gave us distance. All distance in. If the distance is going to end and it's not infinity, where does this distance stop at? That has to be a location. When you go and look at the Sagittarius Sporoidal Galaxy, this galaxy loops over our galaxy. So from our poles of our galaxy up to the loop of the sporoidal galaxy is a distance of 50,000 light years. When you go look into the sporoidal galaxy, science says it's the sporoidal galaxy in the Milky Way galaxy that kept crashing to each other, making galactic love to each other, that gave birth to our solar system, which is our sun was first, then Jupiter, then some other planets came. So our whole solar system and our creation come by the way of two galaxies. This is what science says. Now, Surah 85 in the Quran, al-Buruj, some translate that to mean galaxies. Other translations say zodiac signs. Okay? All right. So this is our origin point. Scientifically, this is our origin point of creation. And the Quran is saying the angels and spirit ascend and descend from this particular location. So these locations are important. The black hole, the center of our Milky Way galaxy, is 26 degrees Sagittarius. That is the Milky Way center. The Milky Way, the milk is mommy. The father galaxy, because it loops over, is the masculine aspect of the galaxies, and that is the Sagittarius dwarf sporoidal galaxy. Okay? All right. You can fact check that. All right. Why is that important, Noble? And we have made it. The word we have made, as you can see definitions, do it say made? So we made it. You see where it says so we made it in the middle? 3 from the bottom. So we made it. We know we're looking at the same word. The root word here is Jim Ein Lam. You can say that as Ja'ala or Ja'il. Okay? So let's just go with Ja'il. All right? All right. Now, let's go throw these words in an Arabic lexicon. The Arabic lexicon now gives us a word which is jar, J-R-R, which means Milky Way. Now, I am going to do a screen share right here. Okay? Let's go back and get these root words. What are we going to look up? Jim Ein Lam. Okay? I'll show you how we do this in real time. Jim Ein Lam. Yes? All right. So now let me share my screen. Let me come to this lexicon. Yes? Come to the lexicon. We're going to go to this Arabic keyboard. Those of you in my Tuesday Arabic classes, Eric, please don't miss class, bro. We missed you. But this is the bomb. This is the bomb diggy. All right? Because I'm giving you the keys on how to decipher into the inner vision and the inner reality of Quran. Okay? So we go find Jim. We go find Ein. We go find Lam. We hit search. Yes? As we hit search, okay, you saw me put it in. Here's the word, Jim, Ein, Lam. They're going to have another word that's synonymous with Milky Way. Bam, there it is. So you know I'm not lying. Milky Way. Yes, I also could have swore, if memory serves me correctly, I think I saw a horse. Yes, relation to a horse. Yes, horse, 2 thighs of a horse. Horseman, horseman, horse cloth, horse saddle, horse, right? Horse, white spot on the horse. Is not Sagittarius depicted as a horse? Yes, it is. Guess what I also find very interesting? Sirius, the dog star, is associated in the lexicon with this. Yes? Am I making this up? Yes? Sirius, a bright star. Let's read it from here because this is where my slide comes in. When Sirius rises aurorally, the owner of the palm trees begins to see what their fruit will be. Let's go all the way down. We can start right here. The former, talking about these 2 stars, right? And one of the stars they named was Procyon, which is right here. Okay? So now the former was worshipped by a portion of Arabs, and hence God is said in the Quran to be the Lord of what? Al-Sharia, which is Sirius. It is called this because of its having crossed the what? Milky Way. Stop playing with me. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Were y'all able to see my screen? Were y'all able to see that? Let me know if y'all was able to see that in the lexicon. All right, thank you. Thank you. You saw that in the lexicon, right? So here is the Milky Way. And I'm the one that's telling you, hey, the Quran is pointing to this area of space. This is all of it, not all of it, but in previous videos. And then today, well, Wednesday, when I start receiving the download, the communication come, and I start putting this together, it points right back to the same area of space that's already been pointed out before. And then tie Sirius in. The first night of power I did was absolute, and Ramadan is showing you how Sirius is connected with this. But it pops up right here again. All right. Man, I promise you can't make this stuff up. All right. So Milky Way. Okay. So when it comes to the word, and we have made it goes to the Milky Way. But it says it is in the mother of the book with us, in the mother of the book. I said it in the video. I don't know what video it was. Intuitively, or maybe, God gave me the command. I said, man, the book is the Milky Way, because you live in the Milky Way galaxy. Mother milk, breast milk. Come on, man, it ain't hard. In the mother of the book, it's Milky Way galaxy, which means what? Allah knew you was going to call it the Milky Way. And that's not far-fetched, because I'll go through the miracles of the Quran that now say science has validated what was already in the Quran before science even knew this stuff. So that means Allah has a foreknowledge of which you're going to discover about his creation. Why wouldn't he when it's God? Yes, makes perfect sense. So the Milky Way, knew you was going to call it the Milky Way. Now you have to unscramble, or what was the word? Disentangle. You have to disentangle this information to a degree, and you have to put it back together to get the other story that's being told. The dream world, the spirit world. The regular Quran is nothing but that's the book of physicality, which is great because that gets you on your moral compass. You're praying 5 times a day. You're being righteous. You give charity. You do good things, right? But then there's another part that is the inner essence of reality that talks directly to the spiritual essence. The Quran says, and we made you mates or pairs from yourself. The word yourself starts with nafs, which means we made you pairs from your soul. So the Quran knows about soulmates because it tells you he made you pairs from the soul. That's Quran. All right, we've just read that. All right, last slide. I always found it very interesting that in the Farmer's Almanac, we had Zodiac Man, as I call him, going to bodily parts of the human being, which has to rule a bodily system of a human being. Why is that there? Why is that? This is also in Benjamin Banneker's Almanac. Go read Benjamin Banneker's, I think, 1793-94 Almanac. It's a free PDF online. Don't make me pull it up and upload it. I'm telling you, this is in there as well. This is a science. In the old school, it used to be called arithro-mathematics. That was called medical astrology. Arithro-mathematics. Okay? So these things, what did the Quran say in Fusilat? Surah 41. What do it say? And we made clear our signs on the horizons and within themselves until they may know that this is the truth. Surely Allah is witness over all things. This is 41:53 in the Quran. Oh, look at my memory. 41:53 in the Quran. Surely, excuse me, We put signs on the horizon and within yourselves. Yourselves can mean soul, and within your soul, so that they may know that this is the truth. Some may say until they know that this is the truth, which means certain things are going to keep happening over and over again to you figure out there's a pattern going on here that relates to your consciousness and experiences. Until you may know that this is the truth, surely Allah's witness over all things. That's why I call it the cosmic shahada. You would do a physical shahada and say, hey, I bear witness that there is no God but a God, but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. To give your declaration of faith to the Islamic faith in front of a witness. But the real witness is Allah. And you coming into the realization of his truth about how his commands flows and how it corresponds to you. The first thing to do to check off this great truth as a man and woman, don't matter, study a woman's menstrual cycle just to see when that first drop of blood hit, note the moon's location, and then see if the moon to be in that same constellation when her period comes again. Oftentimes it will be, but women can be on a different cycle from period to period, start to start. It could be 24 days for some women, 26, 27. The moon wouldn't be there. Some women are on it, but you have to be able to start finding these universal truths. Anything else, you about to really come into the science of the astral science and then start learning what we call transits, the planets on the horizon, as the Quran said. Okay. All right. All right, man. Any questions before we get up out of here? Any questions? I am salty about not having that soft woman. Ask me some questions so I can buy some time, because I really need to find that, because that said not the soft woman. I want to find the one where it said a woman who is an ally. But that's important, man. A woman who is an ally. What word was that? But you put some questions in the chat for me, please. A good woman. Is that Kyrie maybe? I don't know in the breakdown. What sentence did I put that in? Good woman, good fortunate. Where is the woman an ally at? So somewhere in sentence 4, descends the angels by the Spirit, by the permission of their Lord. So somewhere in that 4th sentence, to be crowned, maybe Cooley. Is it Cooley? Cool. Let's see. Is it cool? Yeah, I got you. Give me 1 second. Let me come over here to the lexicon real fast, and I want to see if I can find a woman who is an ally. Cool. Let me search that. Control F. So it's not Cooley. She ain't in Cooley. A woman who is an ally. To wear a crown. A woman who is an ally. Spirit angel Lord. Let me look up Adon and Spirit. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. That was, oh man, that was a beautiful thing. You gonna call a woman an ally? Adon and Spirit. So Spirit is RW. Are we going with? we? The miscarried woman delivered woman. Nope. What's the miscarried woman? Man, I gotta find it. I'm gonna come back to this. That's gonna bother me. I already know it is. All right. So the question is asked, can you go through Almanac Man to show which organ is pointing to the zodiac? Yes. So let's go here. Aries is the head. You said organs. So Aries, I'm gonna give you the systems. Aries is the head and rules the muscular system. Taurus is the throat and rules the endocrine system. Cancer is the breast and stomach and lymphatic system. All right. Gemini is the arms and shoulders and lungs and respiratory system. Leo is the heart and spine, cardiovascular system. Virgo is the intestines, which is the digestive system. Libra is the kidneys, which is the urinary system. Scorpio is the sex organs, which is the sexual reproduction system. Sagittarius is not a system, but rules liver, thighs, sciatica nerve. All right. Capricorn is a double system since Sag doesn't have one. Cap is the knees, bones, skin, skeletal system, and that word, what is it called? Integumentary system, meaning the skin system. So Capricorn is a dual system. Aquarius, I'm going to say, is the nervous system for sure, the ankles. Pisces is the feet, doesn't rule the system, but synonymous with the lymphatic system with Cancer. That's what those are. All right. Johnny, so the divorce chapter 65 really about understanding the transits that can be bad for the relationship / Venus. Yeah, not just the transits though, Johnny. It's understanding what we would call a synastry chart. How does your planet stack up to my planets? What's going on? Are you way on that side? We squaring each other. See, a square mean you coming at me sideways. That's what a square is. A square is a T-bone. You know what I'm saying? Like the capital letter T. But this is a square. North, south, east, west. Bam, 90-degree angle. I'm on this plane of existence. This is how I see reality. You on this plane of existence. This don't match. At least with opposition, we going past each other and maybe we can meet and line up. You know what I'm saying? All this is, it's all of this stuff is about geometry. All of it. It's about geometry of the soul, how we line up, what pieces fit, because we all fragments of light of the creator. Hence, we blew our spirit into man. And so what happens is science already says that we are cosmic stardust. Over 95% of the elements in space is man from stars. So we're cosmic stardust. And so certain elements go along with certain elements. And so based on where you're born and the planets exert gravity, when your spirit incarnates into this realm, what's happening is the planet's location is exerting a gravitational pull and imprint on your soul. So now you got certain constellational dispositions. You radiate a certain light from constellations. Okay. And so the light that you radiate over here is not the best light to mix with me over here, and we form this square. Now, when we on the same line, when two angles coincide, that means they're on top of each other like this. And this is what we do when we make love the regular way. Because you can make love this way if you want to, you can, and it's nice that way, okay? But this way, okay? So when you do this way, the normal way, these are when two lines coincide, they're on top of each other, and you really can't see the two, they become one in unison. Okay. So this is called conjunction. The energy's in the same spot, the same location. This is why I feel familiar. Now there's certain angles that you can get. That's okay. This is here, but this is here. For some reason, it's not like this at a 90. So the 120 could be like this, and it flows good for some reason. And that's mainly because the energy associated over here is an air energy, and the energy over here that you are is an air energy. So that flows. But this one here is a problem, man. I promise you. That square is a freaking problem. Okay? Keep them squares out your circle. That's the real meaning of that. Okay? Circle is your reality that you circumscribe. You come in trying to square the circle, kind of breaking the laws of geometry within the circle. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. All right. So you got to study the synastry of the energy. That's what that's about, man. All right. The energy. All right. Yeah. 6-9 for Cancer, man. Swapping the poles on that one for sure. All right. Anything else? Where you at, Janine? Does Allah have a soul? A stuff for Allah? They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Ooh, does Allah have a soulmate? That's the very mystical. That's a Sufi question. So this is not a. This is of course this is not a. This is not a regular Muslim question. Creation is Allah's soulmate, and a Sufi is really nobody. You're not allowed. You know, I went to a restaurant to go pick up some food the other day. So the young guys working in there, they Muslim. They're like, man, you Muslim? And I just said, what's a Muslim? La ilaha illallah. I'm nothing. There's no reality but Allah. I don't exist. The moment that I identify me, I'm not necessarily source. I don't want to separate. So I'm nothing. At the core. In the Sufi teachings, you'll find out that it's like Rumi. You are the beloved. You are the lover of God. So you are God's soulmate. You in a beautiful romance. The soulmate is fuck it. Let's go there. Allah has created yin and yang, male, female, as polar opposites to create. So therefore, when you come together in love and or love making, especially love making, when you come together in that act of synergy, there is Allah right there. I keep saying that was revealed in my Hebrew in dealing with Adam and Eve in Hebrew. Adam's numerical value for his name equals 45. Kava, Eve is 19. Subtract 19 from 45. What you get? 26. 26 is the sacred name of God, Yahweh. Yes. And Yahweh, when you stack it up, Yahweh looks like a man. Y'all know that? His name looks like a man. Yod, hey, wah, hey, yah, hey, wah, hey. Head, Yah, H, V, H. Or this could be a W. H. Looks like a man. Head, shoulders, arm, midsection, legs. That's Yahweh. And his numerical value, 10, 5, 6, 5. That's 26. So I'm telling you, Adam equals 45 and Eve equals 19. Subtract that, you get 26, which is man-made manifest, Allah. So the man and woman soulmates is Allah. So Allah has soulmates, and it's you and I. Just me and you. We the soulmates of Allah. You and your lover is the soulmate of Allah. Yes. That's why they say arm, leg, arm, head. It's the same thing right here in Hebrew with Yahweh. Yes. Same thing. Okay. That's right, sir. The Adam Kadmon, the perfect man. Yes. Yes. Anybody else? Come on, keep them coming. I am so heartbroken that I don't know what that word was that meant that. I want to go look again. What was it? The Adon? Adon. Let's go look at Adon real fast. I'm gonna look up Adon, please. Hey, come on, man. Ask questions. I like questions. They're fun. So Hamza where is Dal Noon? Where's the noon at? Noon. Let's see if we can get a hit on that. And can we get? Can we get? Something to do with a woman, young woman, a woman's husband. You got to be kidding me. What? So for a Dawn, I'm actually getting a woman's husband. Man, I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. Let me see. Listen. Yep. Man, I'm gonna show y'all this in real time. Check this out. Watch this. Oh, I gotta put it in over here. Dig this, y'all. Watch this. I'm gonna share this tab. So I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna look at the word Adon, which means that we saw earlier means listen. So that's Hamza Dal Noon, right? Search the dictionary. Dig this. Now I'm gonna put in listen so we can absolutely know that this is the same word, right? Heard, listen to. Y'all see it, right? Now I'm gonna type in woman. Woman who interchanges a woman. Where is it at? Woman. Now I'm crazy. A woman. That was for woman with hair. A woman who interchanges messages. Here it is. Are letters with the men who demand women in marriage. Is what I was looking at. All right. Yeah. Let me see. A husband in here. All right. So a woman who interchanged. She's an in-between that's interchanging these letters. You know what I'm saying? So man, this stuff is so beautiful, man. It is. All right. Mike P, what up? So Mike P said, how does this soulmate thing tie into soul groups in the Quran? Ooh, soul groups. See, the question is, what is the space of time that makes up a soul group? I'm gonna say 7 years. Because Uranus is going to move every 7 years, and that's about a good amount of time to get. You start to you're not at a decade, but you over half a decade, and you start to get a little bit of a difference of things. But then the cycle repeats itself once it goes full circle as well, and whatnot. So I'm going to say 7 years is going to separate that to a degree. I got to look into that, bro. I want to find that. You know what I mean? For soul groups, that's clearly distinct by time. Let me come back to that because I know where to go look to start getting the ball rolling. So that was a good one, bro. Let me look into that. You know, oh, I'm sorry, Janine. I didn't know y'all couldn't see it. In my experience, there is a twin soul in the sense of a collective ties, agreements, and twin soul. Yeah. So here's my thing, right? I think that I can only speak of my experience. I think we was talking about this in Sunday's class. You have a concept called soulmate and then another one called twin flame. My opinion is twin flame, soulmate became watered down and then they wanted to put the value back on it. So they created something called twin flames. That's my opinion. Because I believe nothing should supersede a soulmate. So how can a twin flame possibly supersede a soulmate? A soulmate has to be a twin flame if that's what they was originally talking about. I just think that term got watered down. I know through experience, there's something I call the cosmic twin flame. I talked about this before. Your cosmic twin flame is going to have things that mirror you. I've seen it on the other side, where it's all because I'm super Aquarius, so I've seen it within Leo. Dad's name are the same name, so that was the twin effect in physical in the realm of physicality to let me know there's a twinning effect that takes place. My Mars in Aquarius, they Mars in Leo, opposite Sun. Our birthdays are directly opposite by the degree, so therefore, bam, that was an opposite. moon, like with these planets that really denote male female principles, sun, moon, Venus, Mars, are opposite one another. And then dad's got the same name. What is that? You see what I'm saying? So you can have that as a twin effect. The soulmate, the soulmate, and let me back up. That person on the opposite side literally completes the wheel. If we understand reality as a circle or orbit, the way you see reality is from half a circle point of view. You don't see beyond the sun when you're born. You can't see because all of that is blotted out in a sense. So on the opposite side, those are the people who got the other half of the circle, and then you come together and y'all complete the orbit. Soulmate for me is the one that's in the same space. Because see, remember, when you're on the opposite side, you're gonna have some contrast, man. You just are. And I'm a big fan of having this conversation too. I don't like compromise and sacrifice in relationship. It don't mean that it doesn't happen. Hey, can you run to the store for real quick? And yeah, but too much compromising and sacrificing in a relationship, they're gonna be synonymous here. That's called incompatibility. Who wants to do something where you feel like you sacrificing all the time? All the time? Majority of the time? No. That's not no. That's Saturn. Saturn is not Venus. When Saturn gets in a certain position, called when it's moving in the sky, and it gets to the region of space called the DC, the descendant, in your chart when you were born. If right now, watch this example. Follow along with this. Today, the sun is in Libra. Let's hypothetically say when you were born, where the sun is right now, it was sunset at the time of your birth. That means the sun's location in front of Libra is on the 7th house, and that area of space called the western sky, sunset, governs relationships. Yes, in the heaven is your provision, everything promised to you. This is what the Quran getting in Surah 65, verse 12 as well. When Saturn in the sky moves and gets to that constellation where the sun is right now, which for you is your 7th house that rules relationships, that's called divorce. That's called times is about to feel like they're hard, to feel like it's karmic. It's not a good feeling per se. Okay, so sacrifice is not something that should be of the predominant thing, because that means y'all not flowing. Now, flow is, there's really no sacrifice like that. This is effortless. The way that you do things and the way I do things don't require you to make a sacrifice. It just requires you to be. Require you to sacrifice. Now, again, I'm not saying there's not going to be no sacrifices, but it's not going to be the overall theme. All right? It's not. All right? You know what I mean? That's what's up. So Sister Myra recently spoke about this. Facts. Right? Yeah. So you absolutely can have, you're going to have many soulmates for real. But I'm talking about the one that's fitted for you. You know? So you can see this thing as a beautiful, it's like our soul is like the lottery, meaning you would meet people that got your combination, but they got it boxed. So you get a little bit of a winning, but they didn't get the straight jackpot. So you got connections that's like that. You got connections that were really good connections, but it wasn't the one connection, but it was a good connection. And then you got horrible connections. You wish you never did that, right? So it's like that. I'm talking about, and what this verse today was talking about is the connection, the ultimate connection, the one that you assert your majesty into the world on. And the majesty could be your house, and that's it. Or it can be house and community. Community can be whatever it is that you created and participate in, right? It's talking about the fit. Now, can you have several of the fits, sure. You absolutely see whatever's done in the physical. In the physical, you can have triplets, you can have quintuplets, sextuplets. You can have this in the physical. So if you can have it in the physical, you can have it in the spiritual. So we can say, hey, Neo, all four of these girls, yeah, man, these are my four. These my four. What shit is four corners? You know what I'm saying? So they make each, aspect of reality, these four corners, reality. That works. That absolutely can. See, when you dealing with puzzle pieces, the puzzle piece normally has, unless it's on the edge, it normally has four connecting points: top, bottom, left, right. You connect it to somebody on the right side. But then there's a piece where it's for you. You just need that one piece and you complete. So it depends on you. You know what I mean? All right. All right. Nah, Janine, I ain't with it. The seat of the soul. All right. So I'm with the seat of the soul being in the heart as an expression. We just saw that in one of the slides. When it came to spirit, it gave a spirit, mind, heart, pericardium. I'm with the heart being the seat of the soul as expression. But when we read the heart's code and you deal with a heart transplant, and then that person is still that person, but they got somebody else's heart, but they got the memories and experience of the other person while still identifying and remembering themselves. That shows me that if we want to say, like, for lack of a better word, physically, the soul does not reside in the heart. Unless somehow, and hey, I don't put nothing past it, the soul knew that he was having a heart transplant, jumped out of your old heart and jumped into this new person's heart. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, this new heart that you're getting, you're picking up taste buds and even calling your wife, the heart donor's wife, name when making love, calling her Sandy. Yeah, big Sandy. She wasn't big, but calling her Sandy, right? That's in the book. So that taught me that, at least anatomically speaking, physically speaking, the heart doesn't reside in the soul, doesn't reside in the heart as a physical thing. It's a spiritual expression. And I've never seen the soul as being lodged in one particular location anyway. Anyway, that's not how I see that. I see soul like a body. It's like an astro double. And spirit as the animating intelligence that makes everything function within the astral body and physical body. It's how I see it. You see what I'm saying? So it don't have this one locations per play, per se. You know what I'm saying? It's all of you, but its throne can be here and expressed from here as the higher center, but it's not its physical location. Because again, I can give you somebody else's heart, you still got memory, you still you. Now what? Your soul gone? I doubt it. You still alive. How your soul gone and you're alive? Unless they're soulless people. Some people will say it is, but whatever. Right? All right. So yeah. The seat of the soul is in the intestine. So in the Chinese, yeah, I can see that too. As far as the Dantian, as they would say. You know what I'm saying? It is centered around the navel. It could be there as well. Hence solar plexus. Hence when you go to the target range, you ain't going for headshots. You're going in center mass right there. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that as well. But again, there's certain things you can take out of the body and replace and or not even have, and you still be kicking it and still be alive. So I see soul as soul is the whole body, not the physical body, but something very similar to the physical body. Spirit is an animating intelligence of that, in which keeps you alive. Right? Right? Yeah. So neurons in the heart, brain, stomach, everywhere. You're gonna get the heart got its own nervous system. Science has proven it. It has its own nervous system. You know what I'm saying? It was Thomas Jefferson Hospital in Philadelphia discovered that the heart has its own nervous system. You know what I mean? That's crazy. All right. We good? All right, man. We get up out of here, man. We're gonna get ready to do this event. Yeah, man. Join me in the Patreon if you're in the Patreon, man. We'd love to have you in, man. Let's get into this Sunday thing and get into this good study and application. Those of you in the Golden Heart, you've been paying attention. You should have saw something. You should have caught some things today that's already in your practice. That's in the Quran. I didn't know it was in the Quran when it gave it to you. If it was, it was. I tell you, oh look, this is in the Quran. This is me and Jew do that all the time, especially Jew. He'd look at the scripture and be like, oh no, this is what we're gonna create this off of this. Jesus at the well. Oh no, we're gonna do this. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I just been able to, alhamdulillah, I've been able to say, hey, this is this. And then next thing you know, I think this is it. And then go find and it comes through. So I'm doing it in the reverse. You know what I'm saying? So you should see should have seen some things as it pertains to your rose heart practice. It's a very delicate practice. Treat it with the utmost discipline, as far as doing it as often as you possibly can. Because that opens up. I'm fine with the seat of the soul. All right. Cool beans, man. So look, what I'm going to do is upload an outro video. I think we're going to keep the short one, man. We're going to go to Qadar. We do Qadar today. All right. Let me check the chat. Make sure we're good. We good? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Is it possible that the union between the masculine and feminine within yourself? Oh, no. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is that. Yeah. That's a good question. So yeah, like remember, you are male and female. You come from your mama and daddy. So the ultimate unification is within yourself. You can reach it. I mean, that's why the aesthetics. That's why the monks, man, they go off and do phenomenal things. Next thing you know, their heart is still alive and still got blood in it. And they've been dead for 300 years, and their heart still got blood in it. They do miraculous things because they went. That's called the divine union. When you like, yo, I don't need no woman. I don't need no man. I'm gonna marry God and be drunk in love with God. One of my favorite couples, they weren't a couple, but they really was a couple, but they weren't a couple. Saint Francis, who was a man, and Saint Clair. That's where Bone Thugs come from. Nigga, this Saint Clair. And I gotta tell you, boy, we take everything. We GRU. No, you where you doing that? Hey, man, Saint Clair was like dope. Saint Clair like started the order of the poor Clairs, feeding women and taking care of things, and like, that was a beautiful thing. Bishop Magic Don, oh man, niggas will take something and will demonize it quickly. Nigga, this St. Clair, Dear Mr. Ouija, which is one of my favorite tracks all time. But anyway, Claire and Francis used to be in the forest having conversations about God, because he was a little older than her. And she look into this, man. She look into the story, and she admired Francis. And the onlookers from afar used to see the forest was glowing in the hue, and they would come running with buckets of water, thinking that the forest was on fire. But this was an energy resonance that they built up because they celibate, and they just got a divine love for God. And this divine love of God and this electromagnetism that exists between them created an aura, an energy field where people thought the forest was on fire. That's what they say. Okay. So absolutely, the divine union is within self. Call me shallow. I don't want it that way. See, I got an 8th house stellium, so I gotta no. I don't want to be a hermit and monk. I do, but not to that extent. I haven't grown there yet. Because see, I believe. This is what I know. I don't believe this. This is what I know. You got to tap into it through the love frequency. Because if there is no prototype of a cosmic divine union that we just read that exists between man and woman, then what does that say for the state of relationships? And I'm going to tell you something about DNA. It studies us. That's what it do. It studies us. It's like, what is he imprinting? Oh, scared of spider? Got it. Amygdala went off when you were scared of the spider. Ah, get the spider. Amygdala was going off. Hippocampus stored it. Negative memory. Scared of spiders. Okay, what do we do when scared of spiders? We tell the thalamus gland and the pituitary gland to go ahead and produce cortisol, stress chemical, and a tad bit of dopamine to get a rush so you can get on up out of here. Sex centers shut down. We ain't got time for that. We got to preserve life because we scared. We got to run. Ain't got time to be horny. We got to run. We can't run and be horny at the same time. We got to get up out of here. Right? So the biological imperative is studying us. So if the biological imperative is picking up cues, information that says dysfunction, 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 heterosexual relationship, heterosexual. I wrote a paper on this when I was in China. Dysfunctional heterosexuality creates homosexuality. Dysfunctional sexuality, man and woman, and they dysfunction permeates ether and space that affects somebody else. They can be living in a situation. I don't like that. My mama and my daddy, daddy was always gone in jail, and I had to take care of my younger sisters and become the man. That's dysfunction. You saw dysfunctional heterosexuality, and now the girl becomes what we would call the masculine aspect in homosexuality, right? Because of dysfunctional heterosexuality or sexuality, right? So, you know, it's I'm not a fan of that. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of, especially in the West. Tell all to go in the West, everybody gonna be a hermit. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna have to get the love keys. It's gotta happen. It has to happen. You got to get the love keys. You know what I'm saying? And when you do it, then it says, oh yeah, this is where I reside at. This is how I originally created it. You could be what they call it, a hermaphrodite or asexual, in a sense where you can reproduce by yourself without the agency of but we not made that way. You know what I'm saying? Now we can revert back to that way if we keep on going. Possibly, yeah, anything's possible. You can revert back to it. But man, a divine sacred union is like it's almost extinct. It's almost extinct until we get to the Venus keys. Come with me. Let's go. And no, I'm for real. We got to do something about this. This is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, the love keys. Do you have books? Nah. So, I'm not really, I got ADD, man. So I got some pamphlets that's dealing with mystical Islam. It's right here on the Patreon. You just go to the Patreon. You can go to the shop tab. You don't have to be a member, but it's putting together the aspects of Quran. But it's coming because I really need to do something on these Venus keys. So it's just videos and tangible practices to do. Like today's Friday. What I tell you about Fridays and what's in our manual. You know what I'm saying? I got all these sticky notes because I got notes of the students inside of it. But inside of this manual, somewhere in here, it says what? Oh, look, I opened right up to it. Alhamdulillah. What'd that say? Friday. What? Friday, the holy day. Sunset is for lovers. Because when the sun sets, it sets in this region of the sky called the seventh house, which deals with marriage and relationships. So every Friday, which is the day of Venus, which rules relationships, then when the sun gets in that region of space, seventh house, relationships, double relationship energy has lined up. Your Friday evening Maghrib prayer is really the prayer for lovers. This is when you get with your significant other and y'all take a moment to come one with Allah and understand that Allah, God, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you want to call the supreme deity, is a force of electromagnetism that exists in between man and woman. So you honor that and honor the creator by hug and kiss or make love or affirmation time spent within that particular time, because each particular sector of space has a different command, as the Quran teaches. And it does. Sunrise is different from high noon. High noon is different from sunset. All of those three are vastly different from midnight. These are energy fluctuations, and you got to know what they represent. That's all it is. That's why we got to get into this wheel. You know, everything I'm talking about for real, is really summed up. Y'all got a book. This is the book. Astaghfirullah for me saying I don't have a book. This is the book. The book is the Golden Heart Manual. That's the book right there. If you truly extract what's in there and the practices that's in there, you're Gucci. That's right. Plug male into the female outlet. Yes, indeedy. Okay. Come on, K Michelle. Where you been at, K Michelle? You know you're supposed to. You know this. I would say man, but you know this already. It's in you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's in our Golden Heart. I don't post the class links in the Patreon because I can't assume. People initially came to me in Patreon. We wasn't on Sufi science. In fact, I gave them China science first before I gave them Sufi science. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of law of attraction type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But once you understand law of attraction in your mind and you need to be in a positive mind state and just keep on imagining until you get to the end result. Boring. What's next? Like I get bored quick. What's next? What's next is the love chamber. The ultimate chamber in which the law of attraction is supposed to manifest from anyway. It ain't supposed to come from here. It's supposed to come from here. You see what I'm saying? So then when you create a lifestyle, loving lifestyle within the principles of softness, or what we call the golden state, the pure state, the state of being of service to people. You know what I'm saying? Seeking peace, seeking wisdom and unity. Wisdom should bring you unity. You know what I'm saying? I can say that the Islamic calendar is shirk and prove that it's shirk, but I really don't have no problem going to the masjid and making prayer on Friday with them. You know what I'm saying? Because my wisdom know what you're working with. The Quran said we raised you up in degrees. Now, if we want to say degree for degree, I can prove where I stand at without a shadow of a doubt that the Orthodox Muslims don't get into. But you know, I can still go amongst you because I've already been on that level. And this ain't about being superior. Ain't got nothing to do with that. This is why I like that story with Qadar inside of the Quran, Moses' teacher. You know, Moses got to go to this wise man. This wise man is doing some things that, you know, Moses is questioning. Like, yo, man, why you killed that little boy? Why you put a hole in the ship? And why did you rebuild that wall so these kids, these orphans couldn't get their stuff? We could have, and we didn't get no food. We was hungry while we was doing this work. And Qadar had to put him up on game. I damaged the ship because there's going to be a king coming that's going to take this ship. And that old man whose ship it was, he ain't going to have no ship. So I put a little hole in it. So when the king comes, he's going to bypass that ship. I killed the little boy because the little boy is going to be a horrible person and he's going to create his parents much grief. So Allah's going to send them another kid. All right. Then you have to ask the question, well, why would he have the first kid that would do that? But anyway, so that's why I took him up out of here. And the wall, I built the wall because these orphans have an inheritance there, and if they get it now, they're going to squander it. So that wall is there to ensure their inheritance. That's why I did those things, and it's time for we to depart because you don't understand these mysteries, boy. Bye, Moses, get out of here. So the prophet had a teacher that was engaging in things that appear to be mean or scrupulous. The prophet didn't have an understanding. Musa, he didn't have an understanding of cause and effect and how the gangster side of Allah, because there is a name for Allah named the Destroyer, the gangster side of Allah, he didn't understand that. And so the Quran said, and we sent Moses one of our servants. So there's some people that are hidden that got higher keys. This is in the Quran. So we can say Islam, they got higher keys than the prophets. You get what I'm saying? So, you know. All right. All right. So we'll listen to Qadar get up out of here. I appreciate y'all, man. Subscribe, hit that button. If you ain't in the Patreon, come on through. It's only like $19 a month, man. You got that. That's easy work. But don't come because you're curious. Come because you are serious. All right. All right. I get with y'all.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر